Welcome to a new episode of Health and Hygiene Heroes. And now I'm going to take you guys all the way to amazing Las Vegas. We're meeting Alexis Nieves. And when we just met recently in California, we found out we even went to the same high school in Las Vegas. How is that possible? How are you, Alexis?
I'm doing great, Janine. How are you?
Good, thank you. So I'm glad you recovered well after this conference. And talking about health and hygiene, you actually mentioned that you have an autoimmune disease. And many of us probably have heard about it, but there's a lot that we need to keep in mind when it comes to health and hygiene. Do you mind sharing a bit about this?
Absolutely, absolutely. And first, thank you so much for having me on your show. Um, so yes, I have lupus and it's systemic. So it's a chronic autoimmune disorder that it basically causes your body to kind of attack the healthy, like the tissues, like your skin, kidneys, brain, heart, lungs. It'll attack those organs. So it's like really important to make sure you're like doing all the healthy things that you need to do, like everything that a healthy human needs. Good sleep. How do you talk to yourself? Are you getting exercise before you want to, go into the medication and stuff? So I'm treating myself completely holistically. I don't take any medication, just like supplements and things like that. And I don't eat a lot of stuff. So um,
That's I'm happy to hear this. I mean, when we met, I never would have thought it. I mean, you looked super healthy, energetic. You're such a happy person with a strong mindset. So how would somebody even know that you have something like lupus from like the outside perspective?
well, I am like a magician. Like I like completely make it so nobody knows, It's hard. But like when everybody's eating cupcakes, I don't eat, those kind of things. So I try to keep it to what my body needs, and it's not that I have like a boring life or anything like that. Like if I want a cupcake, I'll make it gluten free with like healthy ingredients, and I think it's delicious. So, but with the hygiene part of it, it's really important that my hygiene is really good because for me, my lupus, my skin just like falls. It's just like kind of like a seborrheic dermatitis. It just goes everywhere. So it's really, really important that I have it clean because it can get infected and it takes so long for it to, heal and things like that. But I've been using more holistic pathways, like with sound healing and what I talk to myself, because that your mind is a beautiful thing and you can think yourself sick and health is wealth.
And
So
that is just interesting what you mentioned. I mean, you are basically you do quality assurance for patients in your day job, but at the same time, you also do life coaching and you offer sound healing. I'm a big fan of all of these, and I've taken a lot of like sound healing sessions when I had back pain or other things, but some people are not familiar with it. What is sound healing and how can this help us like for our health or hygiene?
oh my gosh, thanks that you asked that. I love it and it's been a godsend to me. What it does is like I use tuning forks and I have sound bowls, which are made out of quartz crystal. And when you strike it or you use it, it emits a frequency and a sound. So we all have an auric field, right? And what it does is it taps into your aura, it taps into like you feel it inside of yourself. It brings such a relaxing, soothing sense over yourself where whatever is in dis-ease comes to ease. So you typically feel so much better. You feel calm. You don't feel as opposed to 5 minutes before when you were either having anxiety or worried about something. Just kind of, brings it down. And I've noticed that it has such great effects with pain, with anxiety, with the things that you're worried about. And I've noticed that my healing on my skin, like falling off and everything, it was starting to heal quicker. Like before, one of my flare-ups would take 4 to 6 weeks. And I was talking with one of my best friends, well, my best friend about it. And before it would take 4 to 6 weeks for it to completely heal. Now I'm at 3 to 4 days at max from it, like looks like nothing. Like I have nothing on my neck. And I can even show you pictures, Janine. It was horrible. Like it looks like I'm a burn patient with just like skin just falling and it
Wow.
just goes away. It's like the weirdest thing. But I also say to myself, I'm healed. Every day is better and better. And I do notice it. I notice because I take pictures and all of that stuff. And it's very, very powerful.
Wow. So, what is your definition, or how does health is wealth look like for you?
Oh, you can have all the money in the world, but if you're sick, how are you going to be able to enjoy the wealth that you have? Like, you can't even use it.
Mm,
So, caring about how you feel, caring about what we put in our body, how we take care of ourselves, it's going to be more enjoyable, more productive, more useful to
mhm,
enjoy your wealth, to enjoy your family, to enjoy, your activities, things that you love, that you're passionate about. How can you enjoy those things when things hurt or
definitely.
when you don't feel good? When you feel just like hopeless with anxiety or anything like that, because all those are forms of health, your mind,
Mhm,
body, and soul, your spirit, all of those things. If those are not at 100, how can you pour into your loved ones? How can you pour into other people's cup?
mhm. I'm wondering right now, like how you started your business on the side now. Like very often we might look at diseases or disorders like, oh, it's something negative, it's something bad. I mean, I also do a lot of positive intelligence coaching, and we always say, oh, it's a gift, right? Just look at it from a different angle. So I've been wondering whether you having lupus and these daily challenges you have to go through, whether this has been the inspiration for you to become an expert in life coaching and in sound healing now.
Definitely was a catalyst. And I came to find out that I had lupus for many years and I didn't know.
Oh.
I was treating it holistically by myself and I didn't know. I thought it was eczema or something or food intolerances. But just life happens. Like I lost my son, he was 17. And they
Oh my
say,
gosh. I'm so
yeah, thank you.
sorry.
Thank you. So I have 3 sons and one passed away. So I have 2 that live with me, but they say disease starts from trauma.
Mhm,
So it's like you have to dive deep in there and kind of be okay with things. And who knows if there's a complete healing, because I can't tell you, oh, I'm completely healed from losing my son, because that would be a lie. But how I manage it, how I see it, um how my perspective has changed, everything is needed. And I noticed that that modality has really helped, and it's a step by step, like one day at a time type of thing. And there's beauty in everything. And like you said, it's a
mhm,
gift, right? I think that
mhm.
everything happens for a reason, because now I can be in front of you and everybody that's listening. And life is hard for everybody. But
Mhm.
what is your perspective? How could you say, what's health is wealth for you in your life?
Mm. Wow, you are such a role model. I mean, I had no idea. I got goosebumps. You're this young mom. First of all, you look amazing. As I said, you look happy, energetic. Just meeting you popped out of this conference and when in between 1,500 people, but I see you do a lot of like self-development on AI, on health and anything. You have a full-time job, you have your kids, you have your part-time or like your own business on the side. It's just you're such a role model as a woman. And to be honest, one of the reasons why I do also podcasts, it's because I think people need role models, more role models, especially when you say life is hard, there's a lot of uncertainty, inflation, deflation, maybe war, a lot of like negativity that people have to deal with every single day. So I'm just so happy that I got to have you speak to us on this podcast now. Wow, please keep this up. But I actually have another question before we are closing, if that's okay for you.
Absolutely, ask away.
Back to your full-time job, your day job, because you do quality assurance. You get to meet a lot of patients, a lot of doctors, and very often when it comes to health and hygiene, we would think of doctors and so on. Now, for the patients that contact you, is hygiene also a big topic for them, or is it more like health related? Because my mom
More
had
help.
a hygiene issue last year, and this is when I only started to think about hygiene as a big topic. I mean, I was trained well to take care of it, so I never thought about the hygiene topic in daily life.
Yeah, it's more on a health basis that they reach out. I do analysis for calls, so making sure that the process is according to guidelines and make sure that HIPAA is being, respected and followed and things like that. But
Okay.
from, you know, in my previous role, dealing with doctors and things like that, definitely hygiene is a big one
Mhm.
because, contracting here and there and viruses in there and not washing your hands and, interactions with multiple people. Like, for instance, we went to Mega Success and a lot of people got sick.
Yeah.
It's in the air, And for me, I normally don't get sick like that. Even having an autoimmune disease because I have a lot of like rich vitamins and fruits and a lot of good sleep. But as you know, that conference was like 8 to 10 hours, and we were sleeping like how
More
many
than that.
hours? Yeah. So we were lack of sleep. Everybody was running on minutes of sleep. So their immune system is suppressed, you
Mhm.
know. And then you're eating out, which who knows the quality of food that we're getting,
Mm.
and not everybody is constantly washing their hands. Just that fact and mirror alone with that, I mean, is you cough, it's going to everybody. And we're in that conference room. So I knew when I didn't sleep enough, I was over. Like I already knew. I already knew. So I got a
Mm.
lot of rest, a lot of good food in me, a lot of meditation and sound healing, and I'm good to go.
Okay, so next time I come to Las Vegas, I might want to book a sound healing session with you.
Oh, you're
Um,
more than welcome. I'm forever open for you.
Thank you so much. Now, I'm a big fan of like taking action, and health and hygiene are huge topics, and every one of us has different challenges. If you had to give us like one homework, one action, one inspiration that you want us to take, what would that be?
One action.
Yes, because I don't want to overwhelm people.
Well, I mean, we did say health is wealth a couple of times. And how are we talking to ourselves? That one thing. Be aware of how you're talking to yourself.
Mm.
If you want to feel healthy, I am healthy. That's so powerful.
I am
We can,
healthy.
I am healthy. We have all the power of our lives in our hands. Well, how are we talking to each other? How are we talking to ourselves? It all starts with us.
Very powerful. Wow. Now, last question. Who should reach out to you?
Whoever needs life coaching and sound healing and, if they want a safe space. That's another thing that, we're for everybody and for everything. We spread thin for our family, we spread thin for our colleagues, for our work. But when do we actually take time for ourselves to open up, be in a safe space, and just let whatever's in you just flow? When do we do that? I'm open for that.
You are such an inspiration and again, such a role model. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for taking the time. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to
Um,
meeting you again in person in Las Vegas then.
oh, yes, I'm here, ready for you, Janine. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for your
Alexis.
time.
Keep on being the amazing you.
Oh, thank you.